Ever have that feeling? You're in a constant state of motion. Your calendar is full, your to-do list is a mile long, and from the outside, you look incredibly busy, incredibly productive. You're checking all the boxes, following all the instructions. You're doing everything you're supposed to do. But late at night, when things get quiet, you have that sinking feeling that you're not actually getting any closer to where you truly want to go. You're trapped in a blur of activity, running as fast as you can, just to stay in the same place. You have a perfect plan, but you are missing the one thing that actually matters. That feeling is real, and it has a name. It's the activity trap. It's the illusion of progress created by a detailed plan that has no soul. If any of that felt familiar, I want you to know you're not alone, and it's not your fault. The world teaches us to make plans, to create schedules, to build checklists. But it rarely teaches us how to think. Today, we're talking about the crucial difference between a plan and a strategy. Confusing these two is the silent killer of dreams, the number one reason most goals and New Year's resolutions are abandoned by February. But by the end of this video, you won't just understand the difference. You'll have a simple, powerful tool to fix it, and it will change the way you approach every goal you have for the rest of your life. 1. The Great Mix-Up, defining the terms. So let's dive into the Great Mix-Up. We use these words, plan and strategy, as if they're synonyms, but they live in completely different universes. Understanding this difference is the first step out of the activity trap. A plan at its core is a list of predetermined actions. It's the what and the when. Think of a detailed workout schedule. It says, Monday at 6 p.m., 3 sets of 10 bench presses, 4 sets of 12 squats, 20 minutes of cardio. It feels productive to make a list like this, doesn't it? It gives us a sense of certainty, a neatly organized set of instructions. But here's the problem with plans. They are inherently rigid. They are built for a perfect, predictable world. A world with no traffic, no surprise deadlines from your boss, no sudden lack of motivation. A world where the squat rack is always free. A plan is fragile because it assumes the world will stand still for it. A strategy, on the other hand, is the unifying logic behind the actions. It's the intelligent why and the adaptable how. It's the core idea that guides your choices, especially when the world refuses to follow your plan. So, for that same fitness goal, a strategy sounds completely different. It might be, my strategy is to build functional real-world strength by focusing on compound movements, ensuring that I can adapt my workout and still make progress even if a specific machine is taken or I'm short on time. Here is the single most important distinction I want you to take away from this video. A plan is a script. You read the lines, you hit your marks. But the moment someone else misses a cue or an unexpected event happens, the play falls apart. A strategy is the skill of improvisation. It's the underlying theme and character motivation that allows you to create new lines and new actions on the fly that are still true to the story. A plan tells you what to do. A strategy tells you what to do when you don't know what to do. 2. The 3 key differences. This distinction becomes crystal clear when we break it down into 3 key differences. Understanding these will rewire your brain to think like a strategist. First, the why versus the what. This is the difference between a diagnosis and a prescription. The seductive nature of a plan is that it lets us jump straight to the action, the what. My plan is to apply to 10 jobs a day. It feels like we're taking massive action. We're in motion. But is it effective motion? A strategy always starts with a diagnosis. It forces you to pause and ask the uncomfortable, intelligent question, why? Why am I actually stuck in my job search? And you keep asking why until you get to the root. Maybe the diagnosis is, the real problem isn't that I'm not applying. It's that my resume is a wall of text that is being ignored because it doesn't pass the 6-second scan that recruiters use. The moment you have that diagnosis, a powerful strategic approach emerges. My strategy is to position myself as a specialist in my field by completely revamping my resume around project outcomes and measurable results, not just a list of job duties. A plan without this is just organized failure. The strategy fixes the core problem first. Second, choice versus the checklist. This is the difference between a guiding principle and an overwhelming list. A plan often becomes a checklist of every single thing you could possibly do. Apply to jobs, update my LinkedIn, go to 3 networking events, take an online course, cold email 20 people. This creates busy work, scatters your energy, and leads to decision fatigue. A strategy, on the other hand, is a framework for making choices. It is your filter. It gives you a guiding principle for what you will do and, crucially, what you will actively say no to. It focuses your precious energy like a laser. The job seeker's strategy might state, "My guiding principle is to only pursue roles at mid-sized tech companies where I can leverage my data analysis skills, even if it means saying no to higher paying, but less relevant jobs at large corporations." Look at the power in that. It filters out 90% of the noise. It tells you which networking events to attend, which courses to take, and which job postings to ignore. A plan adds things to do. A strategy multiplies your effectiveness by focusing on what truly matters. And third, adaptation versus the action. This is the difference between resilience and rigidity. As the old saying goes, no plan survives contact with reality. A plan is fragile. It breaks the moment an obstacle appears. The one job I wanted was just filled. My plan is ruined. When the plan breaks, panic and demoralization set in because the plan provided no instructions for failure. A strategy, however, is resilient by design. It's your compass. The landscape can change, a path can be blocked by a fallen tree, but your compass still knows where north is. When the job is filled, the strategist doesn't panic. They consult their compass and think, okay, that direct path is closed. But my strategy isn't about getting one specific job. My strategy is about showcasing my expertise to land a role in my target industry. Therefore, I will now focus my energy on networking with hiring managers at similar companies to create a new, unlisted opportunity. The plan was a single, fragile path. The strategy is the ability to navigate the entire landscape. 3. Putting it into practice. Okay, this all makes sense in theory. But how do we make this real? How do we stop ourselves from defaulting to simple, fragile plans? We need a bridge between this new way of thinking and our daily actions. And that bridge is a tool I call the one-sentence strategy. Before you ever write a single to-do list for a new goal, you must write this one sentence. It has 4 parts, and it looks like this. My strategy for your goal is to leverage my unique advantage by focusing on a guiding principle to overcome the core problem. Let's break that down. Your goal is the what. Your unique advantage forces you to consider your strengths. A guiding principle is your filter for making decisions. And the core problem is your diagnosis of the real obstacle. So for our fitness goal from earlier, it becomes, my strategy for getting consistently fit is to leverage my love for the outdoors by focusing on consistency over intensity to overcome my history of burning out at the gym. Do you see how much power is packed into that one sentence? It's not just a goal, it's a complete playbook. It instantly tells you that a plan involving 2-hour indoor weightlifting sessions is doomed, while a plan built around daily 30-minute trail runs or hikes is designed for success. Your strategy becomes the DNA for a plan that is naturally resilient and perfectly tailored to you. So let's bring this all home. The reason you've been feeling stuck isn't because you're lazy or not trying hard enough. It's because you've been handed a map for a world that requires a compass. You've been told to just work harder on the plan, without being taught how to build the strategy that makes the plan worthwhile. Stop starting with the to-do list. That is the final step, not the first. Start by taking a step back. Diagnose the real problem. Understand your advantage. And define your guiding principle. Build your one-sentence strategy. I promise you, a good strategy doesn't add more work. It eliminates wasted work. It makes your planning 10 times easier and your actions 1,000 times more effective, because for the first time, you'll be working on the right things for the right reasons, in a way that can withstand the chaos of the real world. So now, it's your turn to make this real. In the comments below, I want you to try the one-sentence strategy exercise. Pick one of your real-life goals and share your strategy. It's an incredibly powerful way to gain instant clarity, and I'll be reading and replying to as many as I can. Let's see what you come up with.